Governor vetoed the new one, though, for if you want to finance it. All right, we are back on the Morning Brew, and we are talking about trying to figure out some awesome ways to get some solar into green jeans, if we can make that happen.
Yes.
At some point.
I'd love to do that.
Right? It's a lot harder than people realize, though, to make that kind of stuff happen, right?
It takes some work. They're learning exactly what goes on. I'm still in the learning mode.
You've been after like 17 businesses, you're still learning?
Yes, I am.
That's one of the cool things about being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. The more you do, the less you know.
That's the truth.
Sounds like you should come to Catalyst Week so we can figure out how to bring solar to
how to make
green
that
jeans.
work. That'd be a perfect project for Catalyst Week.
Right?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Right. So Catalyst Week, and I think a lot of us are familiar with, like, say, the startup weekends and those kinds of things. And Catalyst Week is kind of taking that idea and kicking it one more block down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because what I've seen with Startup Weekend is you get all these great teams working together, and then at the end of the weekend, they go back to normal routines.
Right.
Nothing happens.
Right.
So this is to keep that momentum up.
Well, that's how you got involved, was through Startup Weekend stuff, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, which Startup Weekend did you go to, and what team were you on?
Let's see here. I was on a team called Local Quest, and when was this? Back in November?
Yeah, it was November, I think.
Right. It was just before the women's startup, and I had pitched an idea, didn't fly, so I ended up working with another team for building an interactive game.
And you got the bug.
Yes.
Yes. And how did you go from, like, just being the person who had, kind of partly an idea and wanting to help, to joining all of this other Catalyst Week stuff?
Well, I've always just kind of wanted to figure out a way to kind of help other people and help the community, and Nick approached me because we knew each other from that weekend, and he wanted me to do all the branding, and since I'm a graphic designer and that's really my core passion, I decided that would be a really great way to kind of help kickstart my studio.
Yeah, very cool. And then did you Startup Weekend yourself?
I did do Startup Weekend, but I actually did it after I joined Catalyst Week. When I joined Catalyst Week because I knew Nick, and he convinced me that I definitely needed to be spending my time doing this, and I agreed.
Nick was like, I got an idea for you to spend your entire weekend working for other people.
Yes, pretty much, exactly.
And so I did Startup Weekend really in order to help understand the process so that I could support Catalyst Week.
Okay, cool. So we need to bring you in and get you, because you've started so many companies. Get you, and at Catalyst Week, bring you in and get pick your entrepreneurial brain. Because how many companies have you started? I mean, I think of at least 3 or 4 restaurants, the salsa company, the green jeans, and I'm sure there's other stuff in there somewhere too.
Yeah, I've done a lot that I can't remember. That's good.
Right. Well, I think one of the things too is, in the startup world, people are always worried about stuff to fail. They're like, oh my God, what if the company doesn't quite make it, or what if But I'm sure you've had some winners. You've probably had a couple losers too. What was your biggest stinker of an idea that didn't work?
You know what? It depends on what your definition of not work is.
Right.
My definition of it working is if it's the dream or the idea that I have actually happens. So to me, if it happens and it happens in my world, then it was a success. A lot of times, it may not be a success in other people's definition.
Right. Right. Well, with Catalyst Week, I mean, you guys are trying to basically channel all of that. Am I right?
Yeah, channel all that energy of an accelerator into a small period of time.
Right. And so, what does the epicenter need still? I know that you guys have been there painting it, and it's the old Noonday building. And it's kind of just say it needs a little bit of rehab.
Yeah, it's serious TLC.
What do you say? I think you know the term. It is deferred maintenance, right?
The sledgehammer is the best answer.
Right. And so, what does it still need? What does that building still need to make it look good, or is it almost there?
I think Jess would be the best person to answer that question.
Right. I think we do have a crew that's working on doing a lot of the major painting. It's still going to need some sprucing up. I think that they've got a ways to go on the kitchen, and it might need to be gutted. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it definitely needs a little extra cleaning.
The kitchen idea is cool because it's a commercial kitchen, and like I think a lot of people know that if you want to start a food truck, you can't just prepare everything in the food truck. It's got to be prepared in a commercially certified kitchen. So one of the things you're trying to do at Epicenter is create a commercial kitchen there that anybody who wants to operate a food truck can just go and use.
That's a great idea.
Right, and it's fully certified already, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
And that's been one
will
of the
people
problems.
be able to actually take their product like I did with my salsa and actually cook their products over there, or is it going to be more?
I believe
That's part of the plan, yeah.
Yes,
Right.
CNM actually is taking the lead on fixing
Yeah,
up the
I
kitchen.
know some people that are have some incredible dressings, and the people out of Moray actually, the brick oven,
The pizza
Neapolitan
spot, yeah.
and they've got some incredible dressings that would be great for them at that kitchen. They
Awesome.
need to have a kitchen like that to do it.
And I know a lot of people use the one in the South Valley at the
Yep.
South Valley Economic Development Center, but it's always booked.
Yep.
It's really popular, so we need more of these in town.
Yeah.
And one of the things, though, the city had a plan for capital outlay money from the state, and it was part of the whole capital outlay bill that didn't make it. Basically, the House and Senate couldn't pass the capital outlay bill this year, so there's $1 million of funding actually for this building that didn't get passed. And there are ways, though, that we can help out regardless, right? I mean, that was money that was supposed to pay for partly the kitchen, partly the refurb of the building. Would $1 million have even made a difference in it, or is that we're just wishful thinking?
No, I think the bones of the building are really strong, and it just needs a little extra love, some deep cleaning.
Yeah,
But it's getting there.
a good power wash and a steam clean.
Right.
Exactly.
Sounds like my dog after going to the dog park this weekend. She got muddy. So with Catalyst Week, where, as you think about commercial kitchens, you think about guys like Roy, I mean, is there opportunities for people to do that kind of stuff with Catalyst Week?
There absolutely is, because the first thing that we're going to do is coach people through setting goals that they can use to achieve whatever their specific desires are. So whatever kind of business you have, whatever kind of idea you have, come to Catalyst Week and we will help you figure out how to take it to the next level.
I dig it. You can find it at catalystweek.org. And just real quickly, what color do you want to see? You got purple and green. I mean, what color do you think would look best on the inside of the Epicenter building?
Well, I think just a white for the walls, a nice satin, and maybe a deep solid gray for the trim. Something clean and
Simple.
simple.
That's the graphic designer in you speaking.
Right.
And if it was Roy's thing, it would be all green.
All good.
All green. I know it. All right, we'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew. We're going to do a quick wrap up